Tuesday. Very different setting today because I knew I wasn't going to make it upstairs in time enough, and I wanted to be on time because I know it's later than what I said yesterday. And I'll explain in a moment as people arrive. What is that? That looks like a fox. I saw a critter. Anyway, I hope you all are having a wonderful start to your week. Hey, Erica, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Yeah, I just left a really interesting film. I'm gonna do a video about it. Hi, is that Katrina? Welcome to the live. Thank you for joining. I am going live from the car, which if you're an OG community member, you know I did a lot of lives in the car. I got started going live and like really dipping into my content bag in the car because that was like for a long time the only place I had to like be. And so if you are unfamiliar with my story as a person and not just a creator, it's been almost 3 years since I really started like building YouTube and really social media in general. But like, man, it started in the car because that was like the place that I felt really comfortable and safe. It was the only place for a long time that I felt safe. It's so interesting to just think about how far I've come since then. But yes, I am just gonna give it a few more minutes. I know people are rolling in. I said 9:30. I'm a little early, but I wanted to be on time. I'd rather be on time than be late. So I am safely pulled over to the side of the road and you know, thugging it out in the car. It's making me nostalgic. It has been a day. I know I said yesterday that I was gonna go to San Diego. That did not happen for a couple reasons. I kind of panicked a little bit last night. Just a little bit panicked, and I was up until like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, my alarm clock is gonna go off in 3 hours, and there's no way that I need to be driving. What's up? Shout out to the mod. But yeah, I'm like, there's no way that I'm gonna be sitting and trying to get up at 5:30 knowing that I was only on 3 hours of sleep and then having to do like a 6-hour round trip day. Like that just didn't seem smart. And so I was gonna move my day trip to San Diego to Thursday. But then guess what happened? Today I got a text message, invitation to this charter bus that is taking a group of creators down to San Diego for a day trip for a grand opening of a restaurant on Saturday. And I was like, what if I just save the gas and the wear and tear on my car, and instead of just doing my own personal trip right now, I could save that for a different day. I could just go to San Diego with a group of creators on a charter bus for free, and they're gonna feed us. That seems like the better deal. So that's what I'm gonna do. So you'll just have to wait just a wee bit longer for the San Diego trip content, but I'm really excited about this charter bus. I'm probably gonna come up with like really fun questions to ask everybody on the bus. I'm gonna force myself not to be introverted and like talk to everybody on a bus. Yes, Car Chronicles. Listen, we started out, I was just saying, we started out in the car. This side of 3 years ago, like when I really started leaning into YouTube more, I was in the car heavy because it was the only place I had to go. This was like around the time that I was getting ready to leave my marriage, and I was homeless. I was the only thing that I had that belonged to me was my car, and I was sleeping on my sister's couch for a couple months, and so the only place that was mine was my car. So I got started in a car. I'm feeling very nostalgic right now. No, my windows are not down. I am safe. I'm around the corner from my house. Like, I'm good. I'm safe. Free food. Listen, that was the plug. And it's good food too. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Mr. Charlie's, but it's like a vegan McDonald's. And I swear to you, The first time I tried it, I was thoroughly impressed because it reminded me of like the OG McDonald's, like the back in the day when the burgers were like fresh beef McDonald's. But it's all vegan. It's all plant-based. Even the ice cream. And you know, because I don't be doing that. So obviously I'm going to still be fasting. So no ice cream for me. But their ice cream is potato-based. And I'm like, it's technically a vegetable. Oh no. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. So I'll probably think of some fun questions and like, you know, get some really fun content for whoever is going to be on the bus. There'll be a variety. I've seen the guest list. There is a variety of people with all different types of backgrounds. I'm very excited to see what they have in store for us, and it'll be fun. Thank you. Yes. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. You don't really know those people. Nah, I'm good. I'm good. I know the people who I'll be around. I know at least 3 people on the list, especially the coordinator is a good friend of mine. So we'll be good. We'll be good. No, listen. Potato-based ice cream is actually really delicious. I don't know how they do it, but it's good. And this is why I am a potato stan. Because potatoes, cauliflower think they got the lock on things to do to become something else. They think they got the lock, but it's really potato. Potato can be anything. Like, somebody make me a potato burger. You know what I'm saying? Hash brown on top of hash brown, in between 2 hash browns, really, because I don't really need the bun. Just give me hash browns. I'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? Potato steak. Steak fries. Hello? Like, potato is the real winner here. I don't even know why we're talking like that. Hi. Bus trip sounds fun. I'm excited about it. So we will see. This will be my first time like really experiencing San Diego, and I'm glad that it's a day trip. So like I'm excited. And then of course, you know, if I decide to be introverted on the way back, I'm gonna just take a nap, you know, because like imagine somebody trying to talk to you and then all of a sudden your social battery go and you just be like this, you just be knocked out. You know what I'm saying? It's always a way. Cauliflower got popular because of the gluten. I was just thinking about this because remember how I was watching this video where they were like, man, it seems like the buzzword now is protein. If you think about it, like all the coffee brands are like, oh, with added protein, or like the pasta brands with added protein. It's the new gluten-free. I want my doggone gluten. Give me my gluten, okay? I understand that some of y'all got gluten allergies. Give me, I'm leaving here with something. Give me everything that I paid for. Y'all making me pay extra to take the gluten out. Give me my doggone gluten and give me a discount or something. Because you're doing too much. You know what I'm saying? So now everything is protein. Granted, I do need more protein in my life. But they still got all the other junk in it. They just added more protein somehow. I don't know. It's crazy. Potatoes are the best. Potatoes are the best. Just saw a vegetable-based ice cream. They got an offer on Shark Tank. Listen, potato-based ice cream, delicious. Delicious. I'm with you about them potatoes. They are so good. Hate the protein push, even in the restaurants. What's your choice of protein? But here's the thing, right? For me personally, I thrive. My body thrives on a high-protein, low-carb diet. So I'm here for the protein. But I'm going to be honest with you. I be getting sick of the protein. You know what I'm saying? I could live off potatoes and greens. That's really what I've been living off for a minute now, to be honest with you. I just I pre-made some greens and froze little packets, and I just pull one packet out, defrost it, eat that up, yum, yum, yum. And then I'll have some mashed potatoes or something. That's just me though, me personally. Shout out from Houston. Listen, I hope I see you in the building on February 16th in Houston. If you go to my community tab after this live, there's a screening for Tying Knots. So my new film is finally coming out, and we're doing a screening and a Q&A in Houston on February 16th. So check that out if you are available. Hey, protein is overrated. It's needed though, but yes. Ooh, I'm sorry, Jessica. Anybody remember when the big push was fiber? They just find something to, listen, they find something. I wonder what the next push is going to be after protein. It's probably going to be like fluoride or something. I don't know. But anyway, welcome. Eats more than greens. Right. Okay. You know, I love miserable people because y'all need love too. Y'all need love too. God bless. God bless. It could be fluoride. It really could be. I just had some fluoride today. Not like not consumed it, but just, you know, in my mouthwash. Anyway, welcome to the live. If this is your first time joining me, my name is Crystal Lester, and I'm your, you know, goofy, funny internet cousin, bestie, niece, whatever. And I do a lot of different things, mostly comedy, but all tied into the comedy is the mental wellness, the physical wellness, relationship, dating advice, all of that. And so, yeah, I am doing this 40-day live stream challenge alongside this 40-day sugar fast that I have been sharing. The book that I'm reading is tagged to the live right now, and it's by Wendy Speak, called The 40-Day Sugar Fast. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. So if you, now that, you know, we got a few of the regulars on, here's what happened. I know I told y'all yesterday that I was probably gonna go live a little bit earlier today, but then I had had therapy, and my therapist was asking those probing questions, and I had cried for like an hour and a half. So I was like, you know what? I'm not gonna make it. I need to regroup. And then one of my best friends called me, and she was having a moment, and I was like, I'm gonna be there for my friend. And I hit up the group later. So this is how we got here now. I just left a screening for a new film, really interesting film that's coming out on February 20th. It's called Midwinter Break. It's not a comedy. There were some funny parts in it, but it is a drama. It's very interesting, very thought-provoking. I'm gonna do a video about it. But it's been one of those days that just, like, I'm emotionally drained. I ain't even gonna hold you. So that is why I'm late. My apologies. I intended to come on earlier, but I just did not have the emotional bandwidth, and I didn't want y'all to see me like that, okay? Because I was crying. I had my thug tears really going, and I'm a real thugs be crying too. But we're on day 30. Can y'all believe I've been going live for 30 days and fasting for 30 days? And I am really excited to hear whatever is next. For day 30, Wendy in her book is talking about At the Table with Jesus. And she's coming from the Song of Solomon, which, you know, is usually about something else. We're gonna see what she's talking about here. With this Song of Solomon here. Oh, I done missed all of these. Hold on. No. Bonanza. I have watched Bonanza before because my parents are old and they used to make me watch it. I'm so glad. Thank you, Cool Gent. Had a rough day. I'm sorry that you had a rough day, Erica. Listen, I get it. It's a few of us that's been doing some things. I understand. Am I married yet? I am not. I love how you care about your mental health. Sometimes mental health can hurt. Whew, that is a word right there. And you're right. Sometimes it can help a lot more than the physical pain. Because, like, with physical pain, you can, I don't know, put some numbing cream on it, take some painkillers. Most of, like, the strongest painkillers can numb any physical pain. But heart pain, baby, there is no cure for that. So I let myself feel my feelings. We're going to get into this live real quick. And then I'm going to go upstairs. I'm going to bed. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go to bed. Anyway, y'all are so funny. All right. At the Table with Jesus. Song of Solomon 2:4 says, he brought me to the banqueting house, and his banner over me was love. Now, we're going to see what the interpretation is here, because there's always interpretations. Because there's, you know, I'm going to just read. So she says, when I was a child, I sang a simple chorus in Sunday school that was based on the verse above. The song filled my imagination with thoughts of family, belonging, and good food, too. I imagined that every meal in heaven would be like Thanksgiving. Ooh, child, my back just tingled a little bit. Could you imagine being in heaven and having Thanksgiving dinner every meal? But like all the best, I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. Focus, Crystal, focus. Would be like Thanksgiving dinner with God at the head of the table. I like to think about what heavenly desserts would be like. She tempting me. And I wondered how many people could fit at the table with us. Baby, let me tell you something. Heavenly desserts, a table of one, please. The whole table for me. Those of you who also love good food and fellowship will understand my affection for Song of Solomon 2:4. Though other scriptures have added to my growing understanding of heaven, I continue to love the thought of God intimately preparing a place for me, one that includes a banquet hall, a table, and good food. Above that long, inclusive table hangs one large, sweeping sign proclaiming God's love. For me, however, simply having a seat at the table is sign enough that I am loved. The first chapter of Song of Solomon gives us another picture of God's intimate love for us. We're told the king has brought me into his chambers. A castle's chambers are the innermost rooms where the family dwells, and I like to think that God invites us into the most intimate parts of his house. That's where we belong, and that's the home that he's prepared for us. Not a brand new mansion just down the street for each new convert, as I always imagined, but a room in God's own family home. During the writing of this book, my husband and I took our first trip to Israel. On the banks of the Sea of Galilee, in the village of Capernaum, we stood beside the ruins of an ancient Jewish home. Its outer walls were long and made of stones, forming one massive square. Inside the home were smaller rooms. Looking carefully, we could clearly see how the home had originally been divided into 4 living spaces, and then subdivided each time a child or grandchild took a wife and started a family of their own. They didn't build a new house when new additions to the family arrived. They prepared a new place within the family house. In the same way, we've all been invited into God's household through faith. In Christ, the firstborn of many brothers and sisters went into his Father's house ahead of us to prepare places for us to dwell with him. Dividing his inheritance, Christ made a place for each one of us in those innermost chambers, and he set a seat at his table too. This idea of living with God in his home changes everything for me as I consider the family table he invites us to. In a family, there's always someone in the kitchen. If there's bread to be made, might Christ and I be making it together, then breaking it together? If we're preparing a family meal, won't we talk intimately as family members do? Why else is he so passionate about sharing his innermost chambers with me? Suddenly, the banqueting table represents so much more. My imagination is more alive than ever. I hear the sound of laughter and storytelling rising in our forever home with its many, many rooms. If Christ died, if Christ died to save me for an eternity with him, I imagine he wants to spend it intimately with me. Why wouldn't he want me to enjoy that sweet intimacy now as well? If I am going to enjoy face-to-face conversations with my Savior each day in eternity, what should my prayer life look like today? It's a good question to ask when we're fasting and praying. Fasting makes me quiet and gives me ears to hear. It intensifies my desire to talk with the one I'll be dining with one day. Will there be a large banquet table in heaven? I imagine so. Will there be an immense house with many rooms? I hope so. What will it be like to sit around the table with the Father and the Holy Spirit and the Son? I can only imagine. But I'll tell you this, I'm not going to wait to start enjoying it. I'm committed to enjoying his fellowship right now. Use these fasting days to talk intimately with the one who intimately invites you into his family and into his home. Pray your way through these fasting days. What's fasting without prayer? Why, I think it's merely going hungry. Here's my question to you. Have you been enjoying his nearness during this fast? This isn't merely a physical detox. It's an opportunity to draw nearer to one with whom you will spend eternity. Don't wait for heaven to talk intimately with the Father and the Son, your family now. And then the prayer of the day. Dear Jesus, thank you for coming to earth and calling me to faith and making a way for me to come back to the Father. You generously gave your life on earth, rose again, then went on ahead to prepare your heavenly home for me to join you there. I'm so excited to be with you one day, to talk with you and laugh with you and share meals with you around that banquet table. Yes, that thought alone testifies to the fact that I am loved. I love you too, and I am so thankful that I can prayerfully talk with you right now. Amen. So initially my thought, thinking about this vision of a banquet table and about breaking bread with God, I think one of the best things that we can do as people, as humans, like we have a human need for food, for nutrients. Our bodies run on fuel, and fuel comes from nutritious food and drink, right? And it's such a beautiful thing to be able to share that with people, because I think some of the most beautiful moments that I've had in my life with the people that I love have been celebrations that involved us sitting around a table and breaking bread and nourishing our bodies and nourishing our souls. And I can honestly say what I've gotten during the last 30 days of this fast. I've definitely had more intimate prayer time with God, because I stopped avoiding the discomfort of different truths that I needed to face. And I started having real honest conversations with God. And I started being more intentional about listening and seeking Him and trying to make sure that I'm really close to Him and near to Him. And what I love about this particular passage, and again, you know, if this is something that you subscribe to, if you believe in God, or if you don't, or if you have questions or whatever the case may be, I think one thing we can all take away from is just this idea of being close to someone that we can trust. And for me, faith as my decision, you know, my resolve is to have faith in God. And for me, knowing that I can have these conversations and I don't have to go through somebody else, I don't need a translator, I don't need a mediator, I can literally just have these conversations. It makes me think about back in the day when I would be too nervous to talk to a guy that I liked. And, you know, you would send your friends. Some of y'all do this today at these big ages, which is crazy to me. But that's besides the point. Back in the day when I was younger, I used to, you know, send word through one of my friends who would tell one of his friends that I kind of like him, and they would, you know, you would send them a scope out the scene, be like, okay, do you like him? Well, do you like her? And do you want to go with her? We ain't had no money. We wasn't going nowhere. We had no cars. We had no license. We didn't have no say so and what was going on. We wasn't going anywhere, but we was gonna go together. We was going nowhere together. That's how it worked back in the day. I don't know what Gen Z is doing now, but that's what we did back in the day. And it would be so interesting because, like the game of telephone, so many things could get lost in translation. Nothing beats talking to somebody one-on-one, face-to-face, just having that conversation and trying to figure out, like, you know, what is it really like with me and you? No middleman, no getting lost in translation, no message being altered in between people. And the idea that I can do that with God is such a beautiful thing. And I think sometimes we overcomplicate faith and we make it this thing that is so confusing and mystical. And not to say that it's not like this mystical, beautiful, complex thing, but it's also very simple in that when you choose to have a relationship with God, I'm not talking about religion, I'm talking about a relationship with God. When you choose to have a relationship with Christ, you have this access to have these conversations. Hard, easy, light, heavy, whatever it is, you can just literally talk to the Father. You can literally talk to God. You can have these conversations, whatever the case may be. And there's that intimacy that I think a lot of people forget because we get so caught up in the hustle and bustle of a faith walk. Well, I got to go to church and I got to tithe and I got to be involved in this ministry and I got to do this crew or this small group. I got to go on this missions trip. I got to check on this person. I got to do. That gets exhausting. Not that it's not good stuff, not that we shouldn't do it, but sometimes we get so focused on the busy work that we miss out on the beauty of having a real relationship. And it makes me think of one of my favorite passages when Jesus was talking to Mary and Martha, right? He goes to the house, he chilling with his homies, with his disciples, and he walks in the house, they about to have dinner, he gonna speak all of the good stuff, right? He gets there, Martha is cleaning, she cooking and cleaning, she being a busybody, she's serving, nothing wrong with that. Mary is just taken aback that Jesus is there. She drops to her knees and she is washing his feet with the oil and her tears and her hair. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. I love Jesus, okay? I really, really do. Putting feet in my hair, I would do it for Jesus. I ain't gonna hold you. I would do it for Jesus. He'd been walking in sandals in a desert. You know what I'm saying? Like that just paints the picture of like she was committed. You got to be committed because not only am I touching your feet with my hair, but you've been walking outside in them sandals. You know what I'm saying? Those BC sandals. Those because this wasn't after death, but this was, you know what I'm saying? Them sandals didn't cover a whole lot, so it's just toes and jam. and toe jam, if you will, and sand and dust and dirt, maybe some bugs, who knows? You know what I'm saying? I don't think he was just levitating. He was a man. And she just dropped right on down to the ground and was like, ooh, feet, come here. Let me just do. That's love right there. And Martha was pissed. She like, you doing all that crying and boo-hooing and snotting on this man's feet, and I'm in the kitchen cooking and cleaning. Hello? Help your girl out. And Jesus was like, you mad at her, but she doing what's most important right now, because I'm not going to be here forever. You can clean anytime. Hell, I'm here. What you doing? You know what I'm saying? First things first. And it just makes me think about, sometimes we get so caught up in the busy work of life that we miss out on what's most important, what's right in front of us. All too often, anybody, no matter what your faith beliefs are, all too often, when people who you love pass away, you don't think about the logistics. You think about the time that you wish you would have spent with them. You know, and I remember having conversations, like, I grew up in a very entrepreneurial family. And so my younger sibling, even though it's older than I am, but my younger sibling is my family's business. And the reason why I call it younger sibling is because it's the needy child. It's the child that is not self-sufficient. It's the child that's always going to need somebody to take care of it. And that child took away from the attention that I could have gotten from my parents. I'm not mad about it, but it did leave an impact, right? And so sometimes I think about, like, as they're getting older now, all of the times that, you know, they were so busy and consumed with work. And I'm like, man, what would life would have been like if we didn't have this company? Now, that's not to say I'm not grateful for it, because I am. I'm grateful for my legacy. Also, speaking of that, happy Black History Month. Shop at Essations.com, Black-owned hair care company, family-owned and operated for 45 years. Thank you very much. But, you know, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, at the end of the day, at the end of life, grateful for this legacy, grateful for the hair care, grateful for the industry, all the things. But the things that matter the most to me are the moments that I've spent with my parents, the moments that I've spent with my family. You know what I'm saying? When my sister, my Karen, passed away, I wasn't thinking about the logistics. Well, I didn't do this, and I was thinking about her laughter. I was thinking about her smile. I was thinking about the times that we shared playing jokes on people. Like, those are the things that matter. And so relating that back to what she was saying about, you know, breaking bread and being at the table with Jesus, just this picture of intimacy. And I think it's important for us to take advantage of that. You know, we don't have to wait until heaven. We don't have to wait until this life is over. We can start right here, right now, and have these conversations. We don't have to complicate having this intimate relationship with God. So that's my takeaway. I'm very grateful for it today, because, baby, after therapy, I had a whole snot-filled conversation with the Lord. It was very intimate. You know, it got to be intimate, because you know how people be trying to, like, cry cute. I be trying to cry cute, but when I be by myself, it's an ugly cry. It's a very ugly, I mean, snot just, I'm not trying to get graphic, but I'm just saying, like, you got to be intimate with somebody if you're going to, you know what I'm saying, be crying like that. And that's how I appreciate, that's why I appreciate I had this intimate relationship with the Lord, because it was an ugly cry. You know what I'm saying? Like, bent over, kind of ugly. So yeah, that's what I got. That's what I got. Oh Lord, what did I miss? It's a lot going on here. It's a lot going on. Okay, here's what we're gonna do for you. You're in timeout, because we don't have time for your shenanigans. Bye-bye. All right. I love you too, Willie, if you're still on here. To get rid of anxiety, stop worrying. I understand. Hey, Tony, what's going on? So the place that which we're prepared, you do so occupy. Amen. Much better. Bible study was great today. I'm so grateful. I love that. I'm glad that you're doing better, Tony. Talk to him anytime. Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. Someone asking if their grandma would wash her hair like Jesus did. Nah, girl, this from Amazon. I heard that. I saw that video. And she said it so smooth too. That lady was like, this from Amazon. That grandma, I love old people. They just be saying anything. Once they lose their filter, old people be saying anything. And it makes me laugh so hard. Oh my gosh, I love it. Yes, definitely watch the replay. It's really, really good. Do I have any tips for anxiety? Do I have any tips for anxiety? I do. Practical tips that you can, like, not mystical tips, but practical tips. I like to employ the grounding methods. So where are my keys at? I have this keychain that one of my followers actually sent me a couple years ago when I started talking about anxiety, because I had like really, really bad anxiety. Oh no, where is it? It's on my other key ring. Doggone it. Okay, I'll find it. But basically there's like 2 different methods. One is grounding yourself with your senses. So, you know, you have your 5 senses. So you identify maybe like 5 things that you can see, 4 things that you can hear, 3 things you can smell, 2 things you can touch, 1 thing you can taste. And basically it just brings you out of your mind and brings you into your body. Because sometimes, like, all anxiety does is like make our brain go really fast. If you ever seen Inside Out, especially Inside Out 2, and where anxiety was just like running around trying to like control all the different variables. And essentially it's fear about future situations that have not happened yet, but it's all these analytics of all the things that have happened over time. You're just trying to figure it out. So to get you from out of the future that you don't have any control over, you can use your 5 senses to ground yourself and bring yourself back into your body. Other things you can do, literally touching grass, putting your feet in grass. I don't know what area you're in, so it might be too cold to do that, but putting your feet in grass can help, or like on some type of textured ground. So if it's like gravel or sand or carpet, even if you're inside, just having some type of texture on your feet definitely helps. A warm bath or hot shower can really help. I have certain things that I do to kind of help self-soothe. So whenever I'm feeling super anxious, I trace the lines in my hand. I used to have, I don't know how many of you all remember from a couple years ago, I used to have a fidget spinner ring. It was a sunflower. So whenever I feel anxious, I would just fidget on that. But now one of my self-soothing things to just touch myself, and like it brings me back to myself, helps me calm down. I trace the lines on my hand. Tapping, doing the tapping and breathing. Deep breaths help a lot. Those are like some practical tips. Journaling, I like to brain dump. Sometimes I get super overwhelmed with anxiety, and it's because I have too many tabs open in my brain. So I will literally just write down everything that I can think of. Any thought that comes to mind, I just write it down. It doesn't have to make sense. Doesn't even have to be really legible. It just has to be out of my brain and on paper. And then once I'm done, I put that away and I go calm down somewhere. So those are some practical tips that you can apply every day for anxiety. Just, you know, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's another one. I have to find the keychain though, because I can't remember exactly what the order was, but it's with there's like a magnifying glass, a zebra, like all these things, but it helps you to like reframe what the issue is that you're stressing out about. But that's really when it's like maybe one thing in particular and not a bunch of things. So I hope that helps. Almost missed this. What's up, Jelly Bites? I have them draw the infinity sign with their fingers and count the laps up and down. That is very soothing. I do that sometimes too, unconsciously. So I'm glad that you said that, Tony. The tapping method works for me. Tapping above the eyebrows. Yes, tapping works. You're so welcome. Yeah, I spent a lot of time doing research about how to like deal with anxiety. So those are things that have helped me quite a bit. I know some other people have recommended like weighted blankets. I don't have a weighted blanket, but I do have a weighted elephant that I got from Hugs. And it's really small, but it is kind of comforting. Like sometimes if I'm just feeling super overwhelmed, I'll sit the elephant like right in my arms, like on my belly, and just the weight there, I don't know, but it does help some. Sulfur burps. That is a very specific question. How did you stop sulfur burps on GLP-1? I never got sulfur burps before, so I did not have that problem. But I will be sharing more about my GLP-1 journey. What is this? You're finally live. Oh, thank you. You're so kind. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I got a lot of Filipino friends. I'll be doing some more content with my my Filipino friend Felice. So we have some fun content coming up. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. There are even times when God is the only company you have, because even your family, woo, even your family makes you feel alone. I was just having this conversation earlier that unfortunately we grow up with this concept that our family, our given family, will be there for us, will support us, will understand us, will hold space for us. But sometimes it's not your given family. Sometimes it's your chosen family. And somehow that seems so out of order, but it's a very human experience. It happens. And that's why I think it's really important for us to be intentional about cultivating community wherever we can find it. It's not always the people that are related to you. Sometimes it's people that you see on the other side of a screen. You never know. You never know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, y'all, look, I love you so much. Like I said, it's been a very heavy, emotional day. I'm very sleepy. So I'm about to go upstairs and take care of some light housekeeping before I hit the hay and try again tomorrow. So I will see you all tomorrow, probably same bat time. Probably same bat time. This seems to be the most consistent time, around 9:30 PST. But yeah, stay tuned, more stuff. Oh, before you go, I did get a confirmation for the second date. So the round 3 winner did confirm the date for tomorrow. Oh, yes, and go vote. I have officially launched my campaign to win Comedy Creator of the Year for the BCI conference. Please go vote. It's up on the community page. And yes, I love y'all. I'm rooting for y'all. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Have a good night's rest. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.